Good day everyone, especially to my instructor, Sir Ivan, sir. Good day, sir. I'm Art Nicole Limpiado, and we have to discuss the juvenile delinquency and juvenile justice system. So, without further ado, let's start. We have first here the overview of juvenile delinquency. First here is the Code of Hammurabi. It is an early code that punished children for their wrongdoing. Next is the 1641 Stubborn Child Law. It is made this law implements because it made rebellious children legally accountable for their it is made on children because it made rebellious children legally accountable in its past in colonial America. Next is children only law. This law protected children from labor and exploitation. So child only. Next is 1916 Keating-Owen Act. This act restricted child labor in factories and mines. So they restricted child labor, especially in hard works like factories and mines, because factories and mines only adults can do that particular job. Next is child saving movement. It is an early reform effort to rescue and guide troubled youth. Next is the 1818 and 1899. These are reformatories in the early era. It is an early reformatories for youth, emphasizing rehabilitation. Next is medical model. This model it treated delinquency as a condition needing therapy, not punishment. Next is the 4Ds of juvenile justice during the last half of the 20th centuries. These are deinstitutionalization, second diversion, third due process, and fourth decriminalization. First, the deinstitutionalization. It reduces youth in adult prisons. The second diversion, it redirects offenders away from formal court processing. Next is due process. It ensures juveniles get fair legal treatment. Last is decriminalization. It states that it lessens penalties for minor offenses. Next, we have here the House of Corrections for Juvenile Delinquent. First is Bridewells. It is early workhouses for troubled youths. Second, Hospice of Saint Michel or Saint Michael. It is a European reform institutions for youths. Third is the House of Refuge. It is a U.S. reformatories focusing on discipline and education. We have to delve here. Next is significant cases concerning juvenile delinquency. First is In re winship. It states here. It states here. It states here the or is it established here the beyond reasonable doubt standard for juveniles. Next is the Breed versus Jones. Uh, uh, it protected juveniles from double jeopardy. Next is Kent versus United States. It guaranteed right to legal counsel. Next case is Inrigold in 1967. This year extended full due process rights to juveniles. Next, American Bar Association in 1977. It set juvenile justice standards. Last is Skull versus Martin in itong year. Skull versus Martin in 1984. It stated here that it allowed preventive detention in certain cases. Next, we have to delve juvenile delinquency. We have first here juvenile. It defines a person under legal adult age. So 18 below, not 18 above. Delinquent. It defines someone who breaks the law or someone who breaks the law repetitive. Next is juvenile delinquency. It is an illegal act committed by youth. Since it is delinquency, he or she repeatedly, he is a youth, he or she is a youth, repeatedly or repetitive criminal offender. Next is the deviant behavior, an action outside societal norms that does shows the society does not conform, does not like what he or she is conform to their environment or society. Next is the juvenile crime. Crimes is specifically committed by young people. Next is unlawful acts committed by juveniles that can be categorized into 5 primary groups. First, unlawful acts against persons. So these groups unlawful acts like crimes like assault or abuse. Second is unlawful acts against property like theft, vandalism, or arson. Third, drug and alcohol offenses. Specifically drug or alcohol. Illegal use. They illegally use or possession. Fourth is offenses against public order. They like disorderly conduct or riots in environment where peace was broke, nawala ang peace. Next is status offenses. These these are crimes only illegal because of age, like truancy. Next is stages of delinquency. First, we have here the emergence. This stage shows the first signs of misbehavior. Second is exploration. It shows here that minor offenses are tested. Third is the explosion. It shows here that serious crimes starts occurring. Last, the conflagration. Persistent criminal patterns shows development. Next is classification of gangs. Classification of delinquency. First is unsocialized aggression. This classification shows impulsive, violent behavior. Next is socialized delinquency. Shows that delinquent learned criminal behaviors from peers. Last is over-inhibited. This delinquency shows that they are acting out due to stress or emotional repression. Next is pathway to delinquency. First is authority conflict pathway. This pathway states that this shows defiance against rules and adults. Next is the covert pathway. Shows that the secret minor misdeeds in their brain, misdeeds that escalates. Next is overt pathway. It is an aggressive acts leading to aggressive acts, like first shows aggressive acts that leading to serious crimes in future. Next is types of delinquent youth. The first here, the socialized delinquent. This type shows influence. This type shows delinquent, a juvenile delinquent influenced by peers. Next is neurotic delinquents. They become delinquent because they are emotionally unstable. Next is psychotic. They become psychotic delinquents. They become delinquents because they have severe mental orders. Next is sociopathic delinquents. They become delinquent because they lack empathy or remorse. Next is the other classification of delinquents. First, here we have environmental delinquents. They become delinquent because their crime influenced by surroundings. They become delinquent because they are influenced by surroundings. Second is emotionally maladjusted delinquents. They become delinquent because they struggled or struggling with their feelings. Third is the psychiatric delinquents. They become delinquent because it linked to their mental illness. Fourth is occasional delinquents. They are delinquents that are rare. They are rarely delinquents. They become they are delinquents occasionally, like once in a month, once in a moon, once a year, like that. Uh, fifth fifth classification, we have here the maladjusted delinquents. This classification, they become delinquent because they have poor coping with life. Last is gang delinquents. They become delinquents because they are part of organized youth group. Gang. Gang defined organized youth group involved in crime. Next is youth gang. It defines minor version of adult gang adult gangs with leadership and territory. Next is the characteristics of gang. We have first here the organization. This is a gang that they are a gang because they are the structured hierarchy, like they have ranks in their gang. Next is leadership, type of gang which someone in charge. Third is turf or territory. They become gang because they have controlled area. They have area to control too. Next is cohesiveness. They became gang because they have strong group loyalty. Lastly, in this topic, the gang suppression. These are efforts in law enforcement, especially in law enforcement, to prevent gang influence and crime. Next, we have to delve the theories of crime and delinquency, supernatural, classical, neoclassical, and biological. Next, first here, the supernatural theory states here that crime caused by spirits or fate. Next is a classical school theory. It states here that people freely choose crime, balancing pleasure and pain. Next is the hedonism. It states here that people seek pleasure and prevent pain or avoid pain. Next is the four key justifications for punishing delinquent individuals and offenders. First is general deterrence. It states here that they discourage society. Specific deterrence, like prevent reoffending. Third, incapacitation. They restrain to remove offenders' ability to commit crimes. Next is retribution. It is a justice for their wrongdoings. Next is neoclassical school theory. This states in this theory that what states in the classical theory. This theory considers mitigating circumstances. Next is the next here is the rational choice theory and routine activity theory. So the rational choice theory, crime is a calculated decision. And routine activity theory, crimes occurs when opportunity arises. Next is the criminal anthropometry. This anthropometry uh, delves here the physiognomy phrenology that it is an early attempts to link appearance to crime. The second is body type and crime. It's stated here the endomorph, mesomorph, and ectomorph. Endomorph is a soft type body criminal offender. Mesomorph, muscular type muscular body type of a criminal. And ectomorph, thin body type of a criminal offender, and they link to traits. Next is IQ and delinquency. IQ and delinquency states here that genetics and intelligence may influence delinquency. Last is historical studies. It is an early research connected biology to crime. Next topic we have to delve is the psychological theories. First here is the psychoanalytical theory. It includes states here the id, ego, and superego that affects our behavior. Next is B.F. Skinner theory. B.F. Skinner's theory. He states that behavior is shaped by rewards and punishment. Next is the theory of Albert Bandura. He states that a juvenile is learned things through imitation and modeling. Next is the culture deviance theory. It states here that crime influenced by poverty and norms. Next is differential association theory or social learning theory. It's stated here that crime is learned through or in closed groups. Next is the 9 principles of differential theory. The first principle states that we have to summarize it is not necessary to states the 9 principles, but we have to summarize and explain the principles. These 9 principles delinquency is learned, influenced by peers, frequency, motives, and social context. Next is the strain theories. strain theories. We have here first the Robert Merton. We have a first theories here by Robert Merton. Um, it is a theory. He states that black goals cause innovation, retreatism, rebellion, and ritualism or conformity. Next person that have strain theories are Albert Cohen. He states that youth gangs respond to frustrations and may lead to crime. Second theory is the differential opportunity theory. It states here that access to crime differs by environment. Last is by Robert Agnew. He states that negative experiences and stress push juveniles to crimes. Next theory is by David Matza called social control theory. He states that kids justify crime using neutralization techniques. Next is the techniques of neutralization. First is the denial of responsibility, denial of injury, denial of victim, condemnation of the condemners, and appeal to higher authority. Next theory is by Travis Hershey. He states in his theory that strong social bonds prevents delinquency. Prevents delinquency that differs from types which called attachment, commitment, and involvement and belief. Next theory is labeling and conflict theory. It states here by Frank Tannenbaum, Lemmert, and Becker. They states that labeling can turn minor misbehavior into criminal identity. Last topic here is the conflict theory. States here that crime reflects societal power struggles. Next topic we have to discuss is the female delinquency theories. First theory here is by Lombroso and Ferrero's atavistic girl. It stated here that girls may be atavistic or naturally prone to crime. Next theory is by Freud's, the called inferior girl. Stated here that girls are emotionally inferior. Next is by Thomas's theory called an adjusted girl. Stated here that girls can be unadjusted. Next is by Pollack's called deceitful girls. He or she states in his theory that girls use deceit or deceiving skills in committing crimes. Next is the Marxist feminist theories. This theory states here that social inequalities influence female delinquency. So female is delinquent by social inequalities that influence them. It states also in Marxist and feminist it states it also states there the theory of differential oppression. So Marxist feminist and differential oppression theory, it is the same. It is the same. They are the same concept of theory. Last topic we have to delve is factors and causes of juvenile delinquency. First here, the family factors. Family factors states that parenting style and home environment influence youth behavior. Second is peer influence. It states here that friends can encourage crimes. Friends can encourage crimes. Next is socio-economic factors. This factor states here that poverty and limited opportunities increase the risk of delinquency. Next is school factors. This factor states here that poor education or negative school climate affects behavior. Next is the individual factors. It states here that personality, mental health, and traits matter in shaping delinquency. Next is community and environmental factors. It states here that unsafe neighborhoods and gang presence influence delinquency. So yeah, that is all topics I've discussed, and see you in next topic. So our next topic we have to discuss is about question documents examination. First here is the document. Defines here that any material containing marks, symbols, or signs, either visible, partially visible, that may present or ultimately convey a meaning to someone, maybe in the form of pencil, ink, and writing. Next here is question. Any material which some issue has been raised or which is under scrutiny. Next is a question document, one in which the facts appearing therein may not be true and are contested either in whole or part with respect to its authenticity, identity, or origin. It may be a deed, contract, will, election ballots, marriage contract, check, visas, application form, check writer, certificates, etc. Next is a disputed document, a term suggesting that there is an argument or controversy over the document, and strictly speaking this is a true meaning in this text as well as through prior usage. However, disputed document and question document are used interchangeably to signify a document that is under special scrutiny. So in short, they are the same concept, disputed document and question document. So it explains here that a document is any written or recorded material that can serve as evidence. It becomes questioned when there is doubt about its authenticity, author, or content. A question document is carefully examined to discover the truth behind it. And also, disputed document exists when two or more parties disagree about it, usually in court. Simply put, question documents are investigated while disputed documents are argued argued over. Next is standard document are condensed and compact sets of authentic specimens which, if adequate and proper, should contain a cross-section of the material from a known source. Next is exemplar. Exemplar, a term used by some document examiners and attorneys to characterize known material. Standard is its older term is standard. Next is holographic document. Any document completely written and signed by one person, also known as a holograph. In a number of jurisdictions, a holographic will can be probated without anyone having witnessed its execution. These three, standard, exemplar, holographic document, it explains that examiners could compare documents using standard documents or exemplars, which are known genuine writings. These serve as a reliable basis for checking handwriting or authenticity. Some documents are holographic, meaning they are written entirely by the author's own hand. A common example is a holographic will. This type of documents are important because they clearly show the writer's natural handwriting. Next is the reference collection. A material compiled and organized by the document examiner to assist him in answering special questions. Reference collections of typewriting, check writing specimens, inks, pens, pencils, and papers are frequently maintained. A reference collection is used by examiners to identify different document materials. It includes samples of inks, papers, and printing styles. These samples serve as a guide for comparison during examinations. Through this, examiners can determine similarities or differences in documents. This process helps establish a document's authenticity and origin. Next here is the legal aspect of documents, or a legal basis of documents. In the case of People versus Moreno, any written document by which a right is established or an obligation is extinguished. Next case is People versus Niloskin. Every deed or instrument executed by person by which some disposition or agreement is proved, evidence, or set forth. Next here, in relation to criminal jurisprudence under the best evidence rule, any physical embodiment of information or ideas. Example of that is a letter, contract, a receipt, a book of account, a blueprint, or an X-ray plate. So this legal basis of documents explains that documents are protected by jurisprudence such as People versus Moreno and People versus Niloskin. These cases recognize the importance and reliability of documents as evidence. Document use is also guided by the best evidence rule. This rule requires the original document when its contents are in question. Its purpose is to ensure accuracy and prevent tampering or misinterpretation. We have to delve. Next is the kinds of documents. We have here the public document. Public document explains directly that these are records issued by the government and presumed authentic. Next here, official document. It explains there that they are that documents. These are documents that are made by public officers in the performance of their duties. Examples of that is driver's license. Next is private documents. These documents are created by individuals for personal or business use. Next is a commercial document, I think. Yeah. Commercial document. Commercial document. These are documents related to trade or business transactions like receipts, recibo, or invoices. Next is, lastly, the last kind is electronic document or e-document. These documents are created, stored, or transmitted digitally and are legally recognized as evidence. Next topic we have to delve in question documents examination is the historical background. Its historical background. So paper is made from plant. It explains here. Plant fibers and is the most common writing material today. Next is a papyrus. Papyrus comes from a reed plant about reed plant and was widely used in Egypt only. Comes from a reed plant and was widely used in ancient Egypt. Next is parchment. Parchment, writing material that is made from animal skin and was commonly used for important documents. Next is a vellum. Vellum is writing material that is made from animal skin too. Also in an animal skin, which is a finer smooth type of parchment often used for special or official records. Writing Next is a writing instrument. We have here first the pen. It came from a Latin word penna, meaning feather, a tool for writing or drawing with a colored fluid such as ink, or a writing instrument used to apply inks to the paper is a pen. Next is pen nibs. The toe division. It is the toe divisions or points which from the writing portion of a pen are its nibs. So it explains here that writing instruments evolve over time, starting with reed pens and quill pens. These were later replaced by steel point pens, which allowed smoother and more durable writing. Fountain pens followed, providing continuous ink flow and cleaner strokes. Ballpoint pen, field tip pens, field tip markers. They are the modern tools modern tools widely used for convenience. Knowing this evolution helps examiners estimate a document's age and authenticity. Next is ink. Ink is a fluid or viscous marking material used for writing or printing. Gel or sol or solution that contains at least one colorant such as dye, pigment, and is used to color a surface to produce an image, text, or design. Ink is used for drawing or writing with a pen, brush, reed pen, or quill. The types of inks here states the India inks, iron gallotanic inks, logwood ink, indelible ink, copying inks, secret ink or invisible inks, and the water resistant writing and drawing inks. So it explains here the types of inks. India ink is a dense black ink that lasts a long time. Next is a iron gallotanic ink. Its ink darkens as it dries and was common in all documents. Logwood ink is made from a tree extract and gives a purplish black color. Next is a indelible ink. This is a permanent and hard to erase, often used for official markings. Next is invisible or secret inks, are hidden until treated, used for confidential messages. Next we have to discuss is alphabet. First here the iconographs, ideographs, pictographic writing, hieroglyphics, and cuneiform. It explains here that first, iconographs are symbols that visually represents object or ideas. Next is ideographs that represent abstract ideas rather than physical things. Next is a pictograph writing, uses simple pictures to convey words or concepts. Next is a hieroglyphics that elaborate symbols used by ancient Egyptians for writing. Lastly is a cuneiform, a wedge-shaped writing carved on clay tablets by the Sumerians, especially by the Sumerians. Next topic we have to discuss is the various aspects of question document examination and scientific method in the examination of question document. We have to explain directly, no? Because this is a long story. Very long. We have to read first the various aspects of question document examination. The examination of the question document principally covers the following. First, examination of handwriting, which includes signature and handwriting for purposes of determining their genuineness or source. Second is the miscellaneous aspects such as detection of alteration, decipherment or erased writing, restoration of obliterated writing, determination of age of documents, identification of stamps, seal, and other authenticating devices, currency bills and coins, and the like. The identification or so-called verification of signature is treated herein as a specialized branch of handwriting identification. So it explains here that Question documents examination mainly checks if handwriting and signatures are real or forged. It also looks for erasures, changes, and hidden or damaged writings. Examiners can restore or reveal erased contents. They also study the age of documents and identify stamps, seals, or currency. Its goal is to verify authenticity and detect tampering. Next is classes of documents. First is documents with question signatures. Question documents alleged to have been containing fraudulent alterations. Next is question or disputed holographic wills. We have the holographic will entirely written in the handwriting of the testator. Second is notarial will, signed by the testator before a notary public with 3 witnesses. Documents investigated on the question of typewriting with a view of ascertaining their source, their date, and determining whether they contain fraudulent alterations or substituted pages. Next is question documents on issue of their age of date. Question documents on issues of materials used in their production. Next is the documents or writings investigated because it is alleged that they identify some persons through handwriting. First is anonymous and disputed letters, and second superscriptions, registrations, and miscellaneous writing. So it explains that examiners check question signatures to see if they are genuine. They investigate altered or fraudulently changed documents for signs of tampering. Holographic and notarial wills are studied to confirm authenticity. Typewritten documents are analyzed to find their source, date, or any changes. They also look at anonymous letters and disputed writings to identify the author or verify content. We have here. Next is classes of disputed signatures. First, simple or spurious. Second, trace forgery. Third, copied or simulated forgery. Next is forged signature or fictitious persons. Next, genuine signature that the writer is honestly unwilling to accept as a genuine. Genuine signature obtained by trickery. Genuine signature deliberately written illegibly or in an unusual manner to avoid identification. Next is divisions of question document examination. The technical terms. First is addition. Second is conclusion. Next, document examiner. Erasure, examination, expert witness, insertion or interlineation, non-identification, obliteration, opinion, and lastly is qualification. So it explains there that signatures can be disputed in many ways, from simple forgery to trace or simulated copies. Sometimes a real signature is denied, obtained by trickery, or intentionally disguised. Examiners use terms like addition, erasure, obliteration, insertion, opinion, and conclusion to describe their findings. A document examiner must be properly trained and qualified. They can also testify in court as expert witness. Next is scientific method in question document examination. First here, the ACE-V methodology. a scientific method in identification of question documents, especially in the identification of handwriting. So the SV method abbreviates, and first we have to define the A, the analysis. Analysis by studying the document features. Next is the C, comparing or comparison. Next letter is E, evaluation, weighing similarities and differences. Last is V, the defines independent confirmation of findings. Next is criteria of scientific examination of documents, the accuracy and precision. Accuracy defines that the examiner's findings correctly reflect the true nature of the document. Next is a precision defines that the results are consistent and reliable when repeated. Next topic we have to discuss is the techniques in the examination of question document. First here is the microscopic examination. Defines that it lets examiners see tiny details in handwriting and ink. Second is transmitted light examination. Defines that it shines through a paper to reveal erasures or hidden impressions. Next is a oblique light examination. Oblique light casts shadows on the surface to show indentations or alterations. Next is photographic examination. Photographic examination captures and preserves detailed images of documents. Next is ultraviolet examinations and infrared examinations reveals inks or changes invisible to the naked eye. We have here next the miscellaneous examinations, erasures, indented writing, burned or charred paper, and adding machines. So explains here that erasures are studied to see what was removed, all art or altered. Indented and next is indented writing, reveals impressions left on sheets below the original writing. Next is the burned or charred paper, is carefully restored to recover information. Next is adding machine. It records that are examined to verify calculations or detect tampering. Next topic we have to discuss is the different instrument and apparatus used in question document examinations. We have here first the magnifying lens. It helps see small details in documents. Next is microscopes. It provides a closer detailed view of handwriting and ink. Next is next topic we have to discuss is the different instrument and apparatus used in question document examinations. Instruments and apparatus used in question documents examinations here are magnifying lens, shadowgraph, stereoscopic binocular microscope, measures and test plates or transparent glass, table lamps with adjustable shades, transmitted light gadget, ultraviolet lamp, infrared viewer, comparison microscope, video spectral comparator, electrostatic detection apparatus, and camera. So it explains all that tools and tools that magnifying lens helps see small details in documents. Microscopes provide a closer, detailed view of handwriting and ink. Comparison microscopes let examiners compare two samples side by side. UV and infrared viewers reveal hidden or altered inks. Video spectral comparators detect differences in inks, papers, or alterations using light analysis. Electrostatic detection apparatus shows indented writing on paper. And lastly, cameras permanently capture and record evidence for later use. Next topic we have to discuss is the procedures in the utilizations of the equipment and apparatus. So it explains here procedures in the procedures in the utilization of the equipment and apparatus. While instruments are important, the most powerful tool is the examiner's trained vision and judgment. Machines only assist; they do not replace human expertise. Instrument help, but the examiner's skill is the most important tool. A trained eye can spot details machines might miss. Judgment is needed to interpret findings accurately. Machines only assist and provide support, not decisions. Human expertise ensures reliable and trustworthy results. So we have here the basic measuring tools: magnification, light sources, special instruments, photography, and computer. Basic measuring tools explained. These are measuring devices that check sizes, distances, or proportions. Next procedure is the magnification. So magnification tools help see tiny details in a document. Next is light sources. Light sources reveal hidden marks or alterations. Next is special instruments. Special instruments detects unique document features. Next is photography. Photography equipment, an equipment captures and records evidence. And lastly, computer, a tool that analyze and compare digital ideas. So the main goal of the question document examination is to find the truth. Examiners use scientific methods to study documents carefully. They provide evidence that is reliable and trustworthy. This helps courts decide if a document is genuine or fake. Lastly, it ensures justice by uncovering hidden facts. Next topic we have to discuss the professional conduct and ethical standards. We have to first discuss this lesson. Introduction to ethics and values. First, the history of ethics. The classical period. This period a time when Greek and Roman thinkers focused on reason, virtue, and the good life. Next is the Middle Ages, an era where ethics and law were strongly shaped by religion and faith. Next is the early modern period. It explains here that this is a period that emphasizes individual rights, reason, and the rise of modern states. Next is the 19th century. At this is a time of social reform where justice, equality, and democracy and equality and human dignity gained importance. Next is the contemporary period, a modern era that is focused on human rights, democracy, and global ethics. Next, we have to define the ethics. Ethics, a study of what is right and wrong in human behavior. Next is a meta-ethics, defines that it examines where moral values come from and what they really mean. Next is a descriptive ethics, a branch of ethics where it describes how people actually behave morally in society. Next is normative ethics, a study of ethics where it sets standards on how people should act. Next is applied ethics, an ethics that is applied to principles to real life issues like policing or medicine. Next is ethics and values. It defines here that ethics guides actions while values shape what we consider important. We have here the properties of values. First is it says that values are subjective. Defines that values can differ based on personal beliefs and experience. Next is values are objective. Defines here or states here that some values are believed to be true for everyone. Next is values are relative. Explains here that values may change depending on culture or situation. Next is values are bipolar. It explains here that values often exist in opposites like good and bad. Next is values are hierarchical. Explains here that some values are considered more important than others. Next is ethics and law. Ethics and law. Ethics guides moral behavior while law enforces rules through authority. Next is ethics and morality. Ethics studies morality while morality is lived and practiced daily. Next is morality and human existence. Morality gives meaning and direction to human life. Human acts. Next is human acts and acts of human. Human acts are done freely and morally accountable while acts of human are automatic to the brain. Next topic we have to discuss is the rights and duties. Oh, there's also continuation in previous. Empathy and compassion in law enforcement. It explains here that understanding people's pain helps officers enforce the law fairly. Next, we have to discuss is the rights and duties. First, the notion of right. Notion of right, a right that is something a person is morally or legally entitled to. Next is the kinds of rights. So we have here first the natural rights. Natural rights, these rights inherent to all humans by nature, like life and liberty. Next is human rights, basic freedoms and protections every person deserves. Next is civil rights, rights that protect individuals from unfair treatment by the state. Next is alienable and inalienable rights. Some rights can be given up, while others can never be taken away. Next is juridical and non-juridical rights. It explains here that juridical rights are enforceable by laws or law, while non-juridical rights are moral. Next is right of jurisdiction. The legal authority to hear and decide cases. That is right of jurisdiction. Characteristics of right, it defines that rights are universal, protected, and enforceable. Next is civil. Civil and political rights. Civil rights and political rights. These are rights that protect freedom, participation, and equality. Next is the meaning of duty. Meaning of duty. Duty is a moral or legal obligation to act responsibly. The meaning of duty. Next is kinds of duties. First is natural duties. Natural duties are obligations where we have simply by being a human. Next is positive duties. These are duties that require us to act like helping others. Next is affirmative duties. Affirmative duties are responsibilities that require proactive effort. Next is negative duties. These duties that require us to avoid harming others. Bill of Rights. The concept of this is a constitutional protections that safeguard individual freedom. So we have here the 22 sections from Article 3 of the 1987 Philippine Constitution provides for the Bill of Rights. Section 1. No person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall any person be denied the equal protection of the laws. Section 2. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures of whatever nature and for any purpose shall be inviolable, and no search warrant or warrant of arrest shall issue except upon probable cause to be determined personally by the judge after examination under oath or affirmation of the complaint and the witness he may produce, and particularly describing the place to be searched and persons or things to be seized. This This is a long read. You have to read this. Section 3. The privacy of communication and correspondence shall be inviolable except upon lawful order of the court, or when public safety or order requires otherwise as prescribed by law. Next is Section 4. No law shall be passed abridging freedom of speech, of expression, or the press, the right of the people to peacefully assemble and petition of the government for redress of grievances. Section 5. Next, no law shall be made respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. Next section 6. The liberty of abode and of changing the same with the limits prescribed by law shall not be impaired except upon lawful order of the court. Section 7. The right of the people to information on matters of public concern shall be recognized. Section 8. Next, the right of the people, including those employed in the public and private sectors, to form unions, associations, or societies for purposes not contrary to law shall not be abridged. Section 9. Private property shall not be taken for public use without just compensation. Section 10. No law impairing the obligation of contracts shall be passed. Section 11. Free access to the courts and quasi-judicial bodies and adequate legal assistance shall not be denied to any person by reason of poverty. Next is any person under Section 12. Any person under investigation for the commission of an offense shall have the right to be informed of his right to remain silent, have a competent and independent counsel, preferably of his own choice. Section 13. All persons except those charged with offenses punishable by reclusion perpetua, when evidence if guilt is strong, shall before conviction be bailable by sufficient sureties or be released on recognizance as may be provided by law. Section 14. No person shall be held to answer for criminal offense without due process of law. Next is Section 15. With the privilege of the writ of habeas corpus shall not be suspended except in cases of invasion or rebellion when public safety requires it. Section 16. All persons shall have the right to a speedy disposition of their case before all judicial, quasi-judicial, or obliterate bodies ang sumpay. Section 17. No person shall be compelled to be a witness against himself. Section 18. No person shall be detained solely by reason of his political beliefs and aspirations. Section 19. Excessive fines shall not be imposed, nor cruel, degrading, or inhuman punishment inflicted. Section 20. No person shall be imprisoned for debt or non-payment of a poll tax. Section 21. No person shall be twice put in jeopardy of punishment for the same offense. And lastly, the Section 22. No ex post facto law or bill of attainder shall be enacted. So next topic we have to discuss is the human rights and ethics in the law enforcement setting. First is principles of human rights. Principles of human rights. It explains here that human rights exist to protect dignity and freedom. First in principles of human rights is the universality. Human rights apply to everyone, everywhere. Second is indivisibility. All rights are equally important and connected. Next is interdependence. The enjoyment of one right depends on others. What is the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and why was it created? Uh, a globe it is a global declaration made to protect human dignity after the World War II. Next is the why. What is it designed to do? Um, it designed because it sets international standards for human rights protection. Uh, Next is the application of general human rights. Human rights must be respected in daily governance and policing. Next is ethical and legal conduct. Officers must obey the law while respecting human rights. Next is the policing in democracies. Is it explains here that police serve the people and protect freedoms. Next is non-discrimination in law enforcement. It explains here that police must treat everyone fairly and equally. Next is next topic. Next topic we have to discuss is the ethical issues in dealing with victims of crime and suspect. First is the arrest. Arrest here explains that arrests must be lawful, necessary, and respectful. Next is detention. Detainees must be treated humanely. Next is use of force and firearms. Force. It explains that force should only be used or applied when absolutely necessary. We have here the ethical issues. First is presumption of innocence. It explains here that everyone is innocent until it's proven guilty. Next is fair treatment and due process. Legal procedures must be just and impartial. Next is avoiding discrimination and bias. It explains here that decisions must be based on facts, not prejudice. Next is use of force and restraint. It explains that force must always be proportionate. Excuse me. Next is confidentiality and privacy. Personal information must be protected. Next is truthfulness and integrity. Honesty builds public trust. Next is professional responsibility. It explains that officers must act ethically at all times. Lastly is accountability and oversight. It explains here that police actions must be reviewable and transparent. Next here the role of law enforcement in handling victims and suspects. We have here the victims. Protection and safety of the victims. Victims must be kept safe from further harm. Next is support and assistance of victims. It explains that police should provide care and guidance. Next is investigation and evidence collection. Evidence must be gathered pro- professionally and fairly. Next is empowerment and advocacy of victims. It explains here that victims should be heard and respected. Next, next category here is the suspects. Apprehension and arrest of suspects. Arrests must follow legal procedures. Next is the Miranda rights and due process. It explains that suspects must be informed of their rights. Next is interrogation and questioning. Questioning must be lawful and non-coercive. No force or intimidation. No violence, in short. Next we have to discuss is the foundation of police force. First here is the foundations of police ethics. Ethics guides officers in making fair decisions. Yeah, that's it. Ethics guide officers in making fair decisions. Next we have here the 11 or canons of police ethics. First is a primordial police responsibility. It explains here that police officers, it is their responsibility to protect life and maintain peace. Next is limitation of police authority. Power must be exercised within the law. Next is the knowledge of the law and other responsibility. It explains that officers must understand and respect the law. Next is use of proper means to obtain proper ends. It explains that good goals must achieve lawfully. Next is cooperation with public officials. It explains that police should work with other authorities. Next is proper conduct and behavior. Officers must act with dignity. Next is conduct towards the community. It explains that public trust strengthens policing. Next is conduct towards the community. It explains that respects builds trust to police. Next is conduct in arresting law violator. Arrests must be lawful and humane. Next is firmness in refusing gifts or favors. Avoid conflicts of interest like bribery. Avoid bribery at all times from police officers. Attitude towards police professions. It explains here that pride in service encourages integrity. Next is impartial presentation of evidence. Truth must guide justice. Prevention of crime and disorder. It explains there that prevention is better than punishment. Next is cooperation of community. Public trust strengthens policing. Next is unreasonable force reduce community cooperation. It explains there that abuse weakens public trust. Next is use of reasonable force when persuasion is not sufficient. Force is a last resort. It explains there. Next is impartial enforcement of laws. It explains there that laws apply equally to all. Next is the community is the police. It explains that police and citizens work together. Next is police should not usurp judicial powers. Police enforce laws, not judge cases. Next is reduction of crime and disorder. It explains the ultimate goal of policing. That is the ultimate goal of policing. Next is rules of enforcement impartially observe. It explains there that fairness ensures legitimacy. Next is lastly in this topic is the law enforcement code of ethics. It explains here that this code guides officers toward honorable service. Next, last topic we have to discuss is the code of professional conduct and ethical standards. We have to define this definition of terms. Neglect of duty. Neglect of duty explains that failure to perform. It is a duty that are failed or failure to perform responsibilities. Irregularities in the performance of duty or misfeasance. By the way, neglect of duty is also is termed nonfeasance, and irregularities in the performance of duty is a misfeasance. It is a violation of proper procedures. Malfeasance. It explains that intentional. It explains the intentional wrongdoing in office or police work. Next is incompetence. It explains here that it is a lack of ability to inform duties. Next is oppression. It explains abuse of authority. Next is dishonesty. Explains lying or deception. Disloyalty to the government. It explains betrayal of public trust. Next is violation of law. It explains the breaking the law. Breaking the law. Breaking the law is one is sworn to uphold. Next is corruption. Corruption is it explains the abuse of power for personal gain. We have the common types of corruption in the PNP. First is case fixing. Case fixing explains manipulating cases for benefit. Next is bribery. Explains accepting money for favors. Extortion explains forcing payments through threats. Next is protection. Shielding criminals from law enforcement. And next is recycling. Reusing seized evidence illegally. Next is selective enforcement. It explains applying law unfairly. Next is internal payoffs. It explains that corrupts deals within the organization. Next is favoritism, giving unfair advantage. Next is the rotten apples. It explains that officers who damage the institution's integrity. Lastly is deviance. Behavior. It explains that behavior it explains here that behavior that violates norms. PNP core values. It explains here that the integrity, service, and honor. Police officers creed. It explains here the a pledge of ethical service. Next is a PNP stand on basic issues. It explains here the commitment to law, order, and rights. Next is the PNP image. PNP image. It explains here the public perception of police integrity. Next is career. Next is the career management. The key to professionalism. It explains here the professional growth ensures excellence. Next is a police management leadership. It explains here the leaders. It explains here the leaders shape ethical culture. Next is equality in the service. It explains here that everyone deserves fair treatment. Next is delicadeza. Delicadeza explains that moral sensitivity to conflicts of interest. Next is police lifestyle. It explains here that conduct on and off duty reflects integrity. Next is the Next here is the police lifestyle. Next is police lifestyle. It explains that conduct on and off duty reflects integrity. Next is the police patronage. Police patronage. It explains that favor-based appointments weaken professionalism. Next is human rights. It is the central to ethical policing. Setting example. Next, leaders must model ethical behavior to the communities. Next is integrity. Next is the PNP key aspects to PNP Code of Professional Conduct and Ethical Standards. And first is integrity. It is honesty in all actions of police work, of police officers. Next is respect for human rights. It explains the upholding dignity at all times. Next is professionalism. It explains the competence and discipline of police officers. Next is impartiality. It explains the fair and unbiased actions. Next is accountability. It explains the answering of one's actions. Next is confidentiality. It explains protecting sensitive information. Next is courtesy and respect. It explains in a police organization that treating everyone with dignity. Next is lawful orders. of police officers explains that obeying only legal commands. Next is community relations, building trust with the public. Next is prohibition of corruption of a police work or police organization. Zero tolerance for abuse. Lastly, the use of force. Force must be lawful and necessary at all times.